Hello my kings, queens and fellow non-binary leaders, and welcome back to Nekama. A couple of things before we start. First of all, I'm so sorry that it took me so long to make this one shot. Really. But here we are now, and yeah, this channel definitely needed some more Bokaka Kuroken. Second of all, I can't 100% erase the background noise, because this beautiful background noise is what keeps you from suffocating, which I learned now, which, let's not suffocate. That's a good plan. So I'm sorry about that. Give me feedback on the audio quality. I hope it will be fine in the comments. And now let's get started with the Bokaka Kuroken one shot, A Bother. Enjoy. Bokuto could feel it happening again. He stood in the middle of the court, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of practice. His teammates shouting encouragement, the squeak of shoes on polished floors, the satisfying thud of the volleyball hitting the ground. Normally, it was enough to send his energy surging through his body, ready to take on anything. But today, his chest felt tight. His hands gripped the ball too hard, his smile wavering at the edges. His limbs felt heavy, dragging him down on each jump. "Hey, Bokon, you good?" He looked up to see his setter watching him with concern. Bokuto forced a grin, nodding quickly. "Of course, everything's great." The set was perfect, just like always. Bokuto leaped, his arms reaching high, and slammed the ball over the net. It should have been flawless. It should have hit the mark. Instead, it went too wide, the ball bouncing out of the court, just outside the line. Out. I'm sorry. Bokuto waved at his teammates' reassurances, feeling undeserving of them. His skin prickled with the sting of failure. It was happening again. The creeping feeling that he wasn't enough, not fast enough, not precise enough. He was supposed to be a pro now, but lately all he could see were the moments he fell short. The weight of his own expectations pressed down on him like a boulder, heavy and suffocating. He was supposed to be better now, a pro, someone who knew what he was doing. The day dragged on. He kept playing, kept forcing himself to smile, but every mistake chipped away at him. By the time practice ended, Bokuto felt hollow, like the energy had been drained right out of him. He barely noticed the concerned looks from his teammates as he left the gym, clutching his back like a lifeline. Bokuto sat on the edge of his bed that night, staring at his phone. There was a message from Akashi, something about setting up a video call with Koro and Kenma, who were currently out of town for a business meeting or something. He couldn't quite remember. His thumb hovered over the screen. He should reply, should tell them he was fine. Even if he wasn't, he had no reason to drag them down with him. Instead, he tossed the phone aside and buried his face in his hands. Why couldn't he shake this? He was supposed to be the reliable one, the upbeat one. Everyone expected him to always be the loudest, the most confident, the pillar of the team. So why did he feel like he was crumbling inside? There was a knock on the door. Soft, gentle. It wasn't hard to guess who would announce himself like that, let alone when they were the only two here. Kataro? He'd know that voice anywhere. Akashi's calm, steady tone had a way of making the world slow down just a little. Bokuto quickly wiped his face, though he wasn't even sure why. Akashi had seen him at his lowest before, more times than Bokuto could count. "Come in," he called out, trying to inject some of his usual cheerfulness into his voice. It came out weak. The door opened and Akashi stepped inside. His sharp eyes took in Bokuto's slumped posture, the way his shoulders sagged, and the tiredness in his eyes. "You didn't respond to my text?" His tone was gentle as he sat down on the bed beside him. Yeah. Sorry about that. I've been busy." Bokuto gave a half-hearted laugh, but even he could hear now how empty it sounded. Akashi didn't respond right away. He just sat there, quiet and patient. That was the thing about Akashi. He never pushed, never pried. He just waited. and somehow that was worse. Bokuto could feel the knot in his chest tightening. He knew that he wasn't judging him, but Bokuto couldn't endure the silence. It felt unnatural to him. Further, although he knew in it rang nothing but quiet company and acceptance, his brain provided doubt and expectancy. I messed up at practice today. His confession rang unbearably loud in the silent room, despite the low voice in which it was spoken. Akashi tilted his head, frowning slightly. Is that what you think? I know it. Everyone's counting on me to be this amazing player, but what if I'm not? What if I'm just faking it? Everyone's getting better and I'm just stuck. What if I'll never be good enough, like a real pro? He didn't expect Akashi to respond immediately, but then, in that calm, deliberate way he had, Akashi placed a hand on his shoulder. Ko. Akashi's voice was soft. It made his heart flutter every time he knew, especially when speaking his name with such care. You've always been enough, even on your worst days. Bokuto looked up, eyes wide and watery, searching Akashi's face for any sign of pity, but there was none. Just the same quiet, steady reassurance that Akashi had always given him, and somehow that made the knot in Bokuto's chest loosen, just a little. You're growing. Maybe not in the way you expected, but you are. And you don't have to do it alone. Tetsu and Kenma feel the same way, I know it. Bokuto swallowed hard, blinking back the burn in his eyes. He wanted to believe Akashi, wanted to accept those words, but the doubts still lingered, clinging to the edges of his mind. Akashi seemed to sense his hesitation. They want to talk to you tonight. Tetsu misses you, and Kenma too, even though he pretends to miss nobody. A small chuckle resonated in Akashi's chest, but failed to inspire the same reaction in the ace. I don't want to bother them. You are never a bother. Akashi's tone was serious now. We care about you far beyond what words can express. Bokuto hesitated, the weight of Akashi's words sinking in. He could feel the familiar warmth in his chest, the part of him that knew Akashi was right, but it was hard to shake the voice telling him otherwise. Akashi stood up and picked up Bokuto's phone where it had fallen onto the bed, holding it out. Talk to them. You don't have to carry this alone. Bokuto stared at the phone for a moment, then nodded, swallowing the lump in his throat as he took it. Okay, I'll try. Akashi gave a small nod of approval before stepping out of the room, leaving Bokuto with the silence and his thoughts. For a moment he debated just throwing the phone down after sending a text reassuring them he was fine, but he already agreed, and deep down he wanted to see them. Before he could second-guess himself, Bokuto opened the group chat and hit the video call button. It rang twice before Koro picked up, his grin filling the screen. Kotaro, finally! Behind him, Bokuto could see the familiar backdrop of a hotel room, the telltale sign of another business trip with Kenma. Hey. Kenma's voice came from off-screen, and a moment later his face appeared, half buried in one of his hoodies, and immediately his heart beat a bit better. Bokuto tried to smile, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Hey. Kuro's grin faltered, his sharp eyes immediately picking up on Bokuto's subdued tone. You okay? You look kinda down. Bokuto's heart clenched at the sight of them. He didn't want to be the reason for their worry, not when they had so much going on. Kenma had been busy expanding his gaming company, and Kuro was deeply involved with the JVA, traveling with Kenma to support him whenever possible. They had their own lives, their own stresses. He didn't want to add to that. But they were his partners. If he couldn't be honest with them, who could he be honest with? I don't know. I've been feeling off lately. Like I'm messing up all the time. At practice, I keep making stupid mistakes and it feels like I'm not good enough anymore. Maybe never was. Kuro frowned, leaning forward as if he could reach through the screen to grab Bokuto. Kotaro, come on, you know that's not true. You're playing for MSBY, one of the best teams in Japan. You don't get there by not being good enough. Bokuto bit his lip, shaking his head. What if I'm just holding them back? What if they could be better without me? Stop that. Kemma's voice was soft but firm, pulling Bokuto's attention. You're not holding anyone back. You've always been hard on yourself, but that's not what they see. And you know it's not what we see. Bokuto looked between the two of them, his throat tight. He wanted to believe them, but the doubt was still gnawing on him. But I feel like I'm stuck. Like, I'm not improving, no matter how hard I try. What if I'm past my prime? What if I'm already... You're not. You're still Bokuto Kotaro, the guy who doesn't stop until he gets where he wants to be. You're going through a rough patch, yeah, but that's all it is, a patch, not the end of the road. Kemma nodded from his place beside Koro. We'll be home soon, okay? Just a few more days, and then, if I hear that again, I'll hold you down until you stop. Damn, if Kemma threatens someone with cuddles, it's serious. I didn't say cuddles. And that's what it'll be, though. Kemma pouted. Bokuto blinked back the sting of tears, his heart swelling at their words. They were miles away, but it felt like they were right there beside him, holding him up, just like always. I miss you guys. His voice cracked a little. It's harder when you're not here. Kuro smiled, but it was soft this time, understanding. We miss you too, but we'll be back soon, okay? A couple more days and we're home. And when we get back, we'll figure this out. Together. Yeah, you're not doing this by yourself, Ko. You've got Keiji and us, even if we are a bit out of reach now. It wasn't quite true. Physically, maybe, but right now, they didn't feel out of reach. Bokuto let out a shaky breath, his chest loosening bit by bit. He wasn't fixed, not by a long shot, but knowing they were with him, knowing they believed in him, even when he couldn't, made the load a little lighter. Thanks. I needed to hear that. Anytime. And when we get back, I'm dragging you out for ramen. No arguments. Kemma snorted softly. Or maybe we'll just stay in and play games. Whatever you need. Bokuto laughed, his heart feeling just a little lighter. I'd like that. They chatted for a little while longer, the conversation slowly drifting away from Bokuto's worries and into familiar, comfortable banter. By the time the call ended, Bokuto felt like he could breathe again. When the screen went black, Bokuto set his phone down on the bed and lay back, staring up at the ceiling. The doubts were still there, whispering at the edge of his mind. But now, they felt quieter, less overwhelming. He wasn't alone in this. He had his team, his partners, and they believed in him, even when he didn't. A soft knock on the door, the same as before, pulled him from his thoughts, and Akashi stepped inside, eyes scanning the room before landing on Bokuto. You okay? Bokuto nodded, the smile faint but genuine. I talked to them. They helped. Akashi's hand found his, fingers lacing together. Good. He squeezed his hand gently. You don't have to face this alone. Bokuto leaned into Akashi's warmth, letting himself relax for the first time all day. I know. I'm really lucky, aren't I? Akashi smiled, pressing a soft kiss to Bokuto's temple. We all are. Anyone having you in their life would be. And for the first time in the past days, Bokuto felt like maybe everything would be okay. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really hope you liked it. Give me please some feedback in the comments on the audio quality and if everything about this is alright. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and maybe subscribe if you don't want to miss out on anything like this in the future. A few life updates. I started uni, obviously, and it's pretty fucking exhausting. According to my senpais, this first semester is going to be the worst, so I hope it gets better after this, but that means I might be a little bit in delay with content, like with this one. My channel members, special thanks to them, know this already. The early access is a little bit shorter than it used to be in the couple of months. I hope I can still consistently provide it, but I can't promise it right now. Write in the comments which videos you definitely want me to do so that I can prioritize them. Here are my other social media, check them out if you like. And in the end card, there's some more content and my second channel where occasionally I post some more detailed lives out there, so check that out if you like. And now I hope you have fun for the rest of the day. Bye everyone!
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day.